Hello, everyone, and welcome to our first of two featured artist interviews for our second Bandura and Bloor show on May 30th with Bandurist Mariia Smolinska, which will be taking place at the Royal York Road United Church in Toronto. Maria Smolinska is a talented Bandura player from Ukraine who has gained recognition in international competitions and festivals. Born in Odessa, Maria began playing the Bandura at the age of 7. In 2015, she earned her diploma from the Odessa College of Art and Culture, studying in the class of Olga Kasyanova and giving her first solo concert. In 2019, Maria obtained her bachelor's degree from the Odessa Conservatory, where she studied under Lyudmila Chernetska, and this period was filled with numerous performances and competitions contributing to her artistic development. In 2021, Maria received her master's degree in musical art from the Odessa Conservatory. Maria's performances range from meditative melodies and lyrical compositions to energetic and danceable tunes, including tracks from her favorite video games, captivating audiences with emotional depth and vibrancy. With a strong educational background, Maria combines traditional Ukrainian music with contemporary influences, including jazz and popular covers. She also creates unique arrangements, showcasing the limitless possibilities of the bandura. Maria actively engages with her audience through her social media project, The Legend of Bandura, where she shares her art and encourages a greater appreciation for the bandura. Her passion and creativity make each performance a unique and unforgettable experiences. So, thank you, Maria, for doing this interview today, and we are so happy to have you perform on May 30th and have you talk with us today for a little bit. So, at first, I was hoping whether you can tell us a little bit about your kind of background and musical upbringing, and how did you start sort of playing bandura, and what made you continue, because you obviously have studied it for quite a large chunk of your life. What made you continue studying this instrument sort of on a professional level throughout your life, and now kind of become a professional bandura player?
Thank you for this question, and I want to say thank you for inviting me for the concert and being part of a big festival in Toronto, and it's means a lot for me. Thank you. About how I started playing bandura and how I met this instrument. Um, it's such an interesting story. It all started by accident when I was 7. My mom and I went to the school to apply for dancing classes, but we went to wrong room. But now I know it's not wrong room, it's right room. And we found 2 instructors, bandura teacher and accordion. They played some song for us, and I had a few days for thinking and decided which instrument I want to choose. And I asked my mom for advice, and she said, "Oh, Maria, you should do your own choice. It's your choice." And I choose bandura. And I started going to dances and bandura. And after a year dancing, I had to stop this, but I kept my way with bandura. And I kept going with bandura, and thanks an amazing teacher, Svetlana Melnichuk. It's my first teacher. She showed me this instrument with love and with any pressure. And my love for this instrument grew with this teacher. Because I didn't have any pressure, like you have to practice 2 hours every day. No, nothing, nothing. Just an amazing person, and I'm thankful for this wrong room in my life, and I'm very thankful for my family. My grandma, she took me to music lessons until I was old enough to do it by my own, and it was special days and things. And my mom, she crafted for my performances costumes, Ukrainian costumes and different costumes. And my dad, he always supported my ideas, and I think I feel all this support and love, and it's very helpful for me to stay with Bandura. In the same time, I felt a little bit difficult because in my regular school, it was not so popular instrument, and when my classmates found me playing bandura, they laughing, and yeah, and I was thinking to stop to do this, but in some reason I couldn't leave bandura because it's very important for me in my life, this part. And after 8 years and 9 years of 8 years of music school and 9 years of regular school, I applied to Odessa Music College, and I met my mentor Olga Kasyanova, and she taught me the importance of discipline in practice, and to be ready to perform in any time, to be ready to play anytime at 8 a.m. or yeah, just start playing. and after graduating music college, I went to the National Music Academy, Odessa Musical Academy, and I was inspired of associate professor and honored artist of Ukraine, Lyudmila Chernetska, and she helped me to embrace my individuality and don't be afraid to show my own vision in my performances, and sharing my feelings in music. And I very thankful for every steps in my life, and every persons and that I met in my steps. And I studied in music academy for 5.5 years, and I got my master's degree, and it's in music performance and educational field. And I know no other countries offer such a big opportunities for bandura players. It's only Ukraine. It's from music schools and to universities. You can have the degree only in Ukraine. And these places felt like my second homes, and such amazing people I still connect with, and I very appreciate it this time. And some interesting thing, my dad always say bandura is my closest friend, not just instrument, but I can say more. It's now it's part of my it's part of me. not only like instrument or friend. Yeah, and
So I just before we move on, I was gonna ask, so are your parents also sort of musical? Do they have any kind of musical background, or are you the first to kind of go into music school in your family?
no, they don't have any musical background. And I don't know like any from my family played some instrument or something. No, nothing. They just like to support if their kid interested in some field. For example, I have an older brother and he really likes soccer, and they support him to soccer field, like sports field. They support me to music's field.
It's kind of interesting because I know a lot of people in Ukraine who kind of go into or in their life would go to Bandura's kind of to grade 12 or grade 11 like you did, but then would not actually continue on to conservatory because either their parents would say like there's really no point of you to continuing because there's no career there, like, or like even if they were quite good. I mean, I've met a lot of people like that. So but you're saying essentially your parents, even though not musicians, they actually were quite supportive of you playing this, and they were kind of well, I guess all the way till now. There's no kind of, I guess, a disappointment both from yourself or anyone else that you chose this. Like you're quite happy that you're a professional Bandura player and this is what your life is, right?
And always after my steps, after school, before music college, and then before music university, music academy, I ask my parents what I should do, where I should go, because I didn't sure what I need to choose, which way, because I thinking to change my way, because I realized it's like it's hard to be a musician in Ukraine, and especially if you're bandura player, and yeah, and they say just it's your life and you need to do your own choices, and we will support you in in your way. Yeah, and I'm very thankful for my family for this.
So yeah, so you were just talking a little earlier about finishing the like, going to actually you went further after getting your bachelor's of music. You went to get a master's. So you actually, I think believe it's in 2020, you defended your master's thesis, which was on the topic of new instrumentalism and compositional stylistics by contemporary Banduras composers. So I thought maybe you could tell us a little bit about that, because I'm assuming it's more of a research based master's thesis. Who are like some of the players and composers that you researched, and like what were your kind of conclusions of your thesis? How have these composers sort of revolutionized modern Bandura music?
Sorry. Yes, sure. Thank you for this question. It it's about modern bandurist, bandura player, compositors, um, and performances. And it's Roman Kyiv, Oksana Harasmenko, Dmitro Kubiak. Volodymyr Voit and Georgy Matveyev. They're leading figures in new Bandura instrumentalism, and they understand the instrument's nuances and significantly boosts its popularity through original works and innovative techniques. And it was like main reason why I choose these musicians for my work. And Oksana Hrasimenko, she blends neo-romantic style with Ukrainian and Latin American influences. And Dmitro Hubyak, it's his compositions are theatrical more, and for example, Roman Hrinkiev, he explored jazz elements, and Volodymyr Voit, his experiments with neo-folkloric methods and experimenting with microchromatics and variations. And Georgy Matveyev, he elevates Bandura sounds with unique techniques, and he merging jazz and psychedelics styles with classical traditions. And today's Bandura music isn't just about more performances, it's also about composers getting more professional, and we can see deeper emotions and more complex sounds, and like wider ranges of notes and new techniques, new ideas how to use Bandura opportunity, how you can show your different sounds and colors, and all mixing together in diverse styles. And I thought it's very important to show how Bandura can be only like instrumental music without voice, because Bandura's background in Ukraine, and it's more about voice and then Bandura, like voice first and then Bandura. And it's very interesting to show to the world Bandura opportunities, and it's how we can play not only like folk music, we can play also classical music, jazz, like different genres, and it's very important. And I'm thankful for my reviewer. I'm thankful for my reviewer. She's a PhD in art studies and honored artist of Ukraine, Professor Nina Morozevich. Also, she's mentor of Georgy Matveyev in Music Academy. And I'm very thankful for working with my supervisor on this work. It's Alla Chernevanenko. She's PhD in art studies and also professor in Odessa Music Academy.
So, I just thought maybe I could ask you, what when you were going through conservatory before obviously doing your master's, what percentage of you'd say, like the people who were with you in the same years, How many of students kind of focused solely on instrumental music versus doing just singing, like doing singing and playing? Like, because I know like you're strictly like you don't really perform with singing. I mean, I'm sure you studied singing, maybe a little bit, but you and Jorge, your husband, you're strictly instrumental players. So how many you would say, like percentage wise, or maybe you could actually say maybe that has changed or over the recent few years?
Um, it's hard to say about percents. Maybe
Well, like roughly,
we have
like
90,
yeah.
90% vocal and instrumental, like vocals, bandurists, and maybe 10%, or I'm not sure about percents, but
Well, but like it's a minority, right? Like a minority of performers, I would say, strictly do like instrumental, right? I would assume most people do both, right? I would assume nowadays.
yes, and I know many Bandura players who have like top skilled, high skilled like instrumentalism, and at the same time they can sing in with bandura and also in high skills with high skills. It's I know Volodymyr Voigt. He's playing and singing with bandura, and he has like a high skill in both. And the Metro Gubiak also, um, Oksana Hersemenko, um, and Helena Menkush. We have many bandurist player who used to both and singing and playing. I don't know. I choose playing. Um, Maybe because it's closer for me. I don't know. It's easily to express my emotions by bandura, just playing. And I heard many times you have to sing, you have to sing with bandura because nobody will be interested in listen just playing. You just playing. It's not so interesting. And I I thought, oh okay, I will do everything to like playing so interesting without voice. I will I will try many songs, genres, styles, and yeah. I don't know. I don't need my voice when I play in bandura. I think I can say by sounds. I don't know. I hope I can do this. I try to do this. I try to talk with sound, Bandura voice.
Do you think like if you were sort of if you forced yourself to have to like learn singing and learn how to like perform with, singing and playing, because would you have sort of stayed with it, like with Bandura throughout your life, or would you have been like, would that have been something that might have been what might have actually like detracted you from continuing to play? Like, because I'm assuming you enjoy the playing itself more, like because I've heard like various sort of not really arguments, but sort of just ways of explaining of certain Bandura players who they just don't like the singing part. Like they don't like it. Like they feel like number one, it actually reduces their brain capacity to learn how to play better sort of instrumentally because they're sacrificing so much effort into learning how to sing and learning how to, perform a song or perform songs where they have to learn a singing part and etc. That, some they would make the choice of staying just completely instrumentalists from kind of early age because number one, they just didn't like the singing part as much as they liked the playing part. Number two, it's they wouldn't if they concentrated so much on singing, they actually wouldn't become that good of a bandura player that they ended up becoming because we all kind of start developing from maybe like 10 years old to like about 30 or 35, but then there's kind of that, you have to kind of develop your skills in a certain age, right? So I always find that it's kind of interesting that that culture was instituted. I mean, back in the day it was a lot more stringent. Now, obviously, it's not. There are plenty of people like you who do strictly instrumental. But do you think like if like I asked you before just earlier, like I asked, do you think like you wouldn't have kind of enjoyed Bandura as much if you were like forcing yourself to do all this to make sure you have this repertoire of singing and playing together?
Um, I started playing when I was 7 years old, and at the same time, I started singing with Bandura, and I had performances and many performances with singing. And then I don't know what happened with me, but I stopped singing. Like it started to be hard. I don't know why. Like I don't know why it happened with me, but maybe some blocks. I had many vocal teachers in music school, and maybe that's the reason why something happened because they change on like almost every year, and I was confused because I saw many different techniques, and maybe my brain like broken and about it. And after this in the music college, I tried to singing, continue singing, but I focus more on instrumental part. Um, but I keep singing in capella in the music college in trio bandurists. I played ensemble bandurists, um, singing, playing. Then I using my singing skills in the Odessa Music Academy in capella, and also in I had vocals lessons, but and I try use voice, but I don't know. I just maybe because I focus more on my instrumental skills more than vocal skills, but I felt like it's harder for me on that time. I don't know. Maybe it will be changing something, and in someday I will be singing more. Yeah, maybe I will back to my singing.
No, I'm not saying there's something wrong with it. I was just kind of explaining. I was just kind of thinking through kind of the thought process because it's interesting to hear different people kind of their stories of it because we always all Honduras kind of go through this singing versus playing kind of dual dilemma for us, sometimes. Um, but like you said, if you, as an artist, if you are able to express whichever medium is best for you to express your voice is obviously the best. If you're able to express what you want to express through instrumental playing, that should be the way you should play. So I wasn't saying it in terms of like, there's something wrong with it or anything. But yeah, so thanks for answering that about the composers. So I just wanted to maybe move on a little bit to a different kind of question. So I know that after obviously after the Russian full-scale invasion, you moved to Canada, I believe in early 2023. So I was hoping maybe you could tell us a little bit about your personal experiences in sort of the first few months of the war and the invasion, and kind of how difficult was this period in your life, and how has it been? Because you moved to Canada, you moved to British Columbia in like I said, in early 2023. And how has it been living, working, and performing on Bandura and in BC, and sort of away from home? And what do you find like what do you like most about Victoria? And I guess maybe what do you miss most about being away from home?
Yes. It's hard to talk about that part because it was terrible thing in our lives, and we couldn't believe what was happening with us, and we woke up at I believe in at 4 a.m. On February 21st, and
You were in Kyiv, right? And at the time when the war started, yeah.
yeah, we lived in the Kyiv, it's capital of Ukraine. We lived there around 4 years, and we woke up in the early morning and heard explosions and like loud noises, and we worried about our families because our families in another cities. It's south of Ukraine. It's Odessa and Mykolaiv, and it was hard. It was not safe to move between cities because we heard many stories about like killed people on the roads and in their cars, and we just decided to stay where we were and wait and in those first days we couldn't sleep, and we just kept checking news every second, what's going on, and I remember how we were waiting in the line to get into a grocery store. Like it was so long lines, and when you're standing on that line, that you see like soldiers with guns and walking around, and you heard air raid alerts, and you didn't feel like safe, and it's very stressful. And I remember one night we saw an orange ball through our window, and heard explosions, and it was a big strike by rocket, and it was very very scary for us. And when you smelling gunpowder in the air, and it's everywhere, and you felt empty and anxious, and we hoped every day, every second, we hope that it stopped, and the situation, and we wait like year, because we were hoping it stopped. Oh, it will be stopping. Like first days we thinking, oh, maybe it's just a joke or something, or then like after months, we hoping it can finished like in 2 weeks, then in months, in 2 months, and you feeling like very tired because you all time you waiting, you can't live like your regular life and do your regular things, and because you worry not about your life, you worried about your family, and the situation has only gotten worse. And last summer we moved with Georgi and his mom and grandma. They are pensioners, and we moved together to Canada together. And my family, they are still in Ukraine. They in Odessa, and they don't want to leave their home. Yeah, and last summer, my parents' home was damaged, and along with my brothers and over 100 houses nearby, and my cousins and my nephew's house was almost destroyed because the rocket fell near their house, and helpfully they didn't have any injuries, just a house and home. And it's heartbreaking to hear that news from your family, and also I'm here, but my heart is still in Ukraine, and and I can let go of this, and because I worry about my family, friends, and innocent victims, and including kids, including children. And I'm still waiting for ending, for over all this relentless war. I'm hoping it's finally will be again powerful and like happy, and country and people in this country. And
So the first year as you were in first year of the war, I said that you and your husband you were doing some performances still in the first year before you kind of moved. Can you tell us a little bit about that? And then also maybe like how has it been sort of what was the process of like coming into Canada, and how has it been sort of living in Victoria and kind of playing in Victoria?
in Ukraine, before we moved to Canada, we had performances like it was less performances than regular. We played in subway for supporting people who waiting for ending air alert, and we played with National Orchestra of Ukraine, and also we played in Navokzali train station in the Kyiv, and also we had performances in Kyiv Oblast for people. It was outside performances, We had some performances, but it's not too many, not too much than previous years. And about when we moved to Canada, to Victoria, we are enjoying this beautiful province, British Columbia, with its breathtaking views and nature. And we met such amazing people here that they always supporting, nice, kind to us, and we so appreciate it. And the climate is in Victoria is lovely, and I like rain weather.
It's good for Bandura, right? It doesn't get too hot, not too cold. Perfect for the Bandura, right?
Yes, but rainy weather not too good for Bandura, but I like this weather. And what I missed from Ukraine, sure, I miss my family, my friends, my lovely teachers, and and I definitely missed my life there, but in the same time, I understand I can back that life. I can do this because everything changed, and it's and I need to move on. And
Have you been sort of staying in touch with your other Bandura friends from Ukraine and your teachers, like who are in the country? Have you been kind of talking to them and maybe talking to them about like how you're playing here and etc. and what's happening there? Maybe have they been maybe like going to sort of some of them to perform for troops out in the east? Because I know there's a lot of Bandura players that nowadays go out and they'll play for the soldiers and etc. Have any of them maybe any stories of that from your kind of circle of friends of Bandura friends?
um, about East, I know it's Georgi friend. This is Anastasia Vatuk. I haven't met her like in person, but I know about her, and I see her on social media, and I see her to performing for soldier, and also I saw Marina Cruz performing for on the East, and often, and it's very important mission, and I'm so respectful and thankful for that. And about my teachers and my friends, Bandurist friends, um, it's a big difference in time, and sometimes it's hard to just call and ask how are you doing, but I try to stay in touch with my teachers and my friends, and I see now it's more concert, more it's people now and musicians, they found ways how to live in the situation, and how can they do performances, how they can do also charity concert to support injured people, soldier, um, and also I see like it's more life now than when I was in Ukraine when that started. When that started, it's like everything like stopped, like freezing. and anything happened. Now it's more, I see more life, like, and it's good, but like we have two sides, right? We have one side, like it's good when people can live in new reality and find ways to don't stop and grow and do something. But another side, it's like it's new reality. It's not normal reality, right? And they deserve to like happy life and calm, happy life. And
So you and obviously your husband, you've been performing like a lot of times. I've seen you on Instagram and Facebook and other stuff, other pages that you have. You've been kind of performing a lot in BC to both Ukrainian and non-Ukrainian audiences. Just from my knowledge, I don't think before you guys came to Victoria, was a lot of Bandura players, and like I don't like there might have been one or two in Vancouver and Victoria, but I can't seem to know anyone of note. I mean, I might maybe I'll apologize if there is one, but I just don't at least I haven't heard. I guess my question is what kind of reception have you gotten there from both Ukrainian-Canadian audiences and sort of like the non-Ukrainian audiences that I'm assuming haven't heard Bandura that often or rarely heard it, especially on the such a high level that you and your husband play. Um, has it what kind of like I don't want to say reviews, but what's their been experience been like? Maybe what do they like about the instrument? What kind of maybe compliments you get? And because it's always interesting to know kind of the opinions of especially other musicians who may not have heard Bandura before. Um, so maybe you can tell us a little bit about that.
what about Bandura players in British Columbia? I think it's Georgi and me. It's only both of us, but we have here three students in Vancouver, and it's online lessons. They lived in Vancouver. It's two girls, and one like adult. She has I think singer education, but I'm not sure, something with singing, like a professional singing education. She's from Ukraine. Like her parents moved to Canada, and she grew here. She has an accent in her Ukrainian, but yeah, we can talk. And she taking lessons Georgi, and yeah, it's now it's more and more Bandurist here, and yeah, I hope. And they found here Bandura. They found here Banduras and bought Banduras here. It surprised me.
So there might have been some in the past, right? There's got to be some one or two like that played it in childhood or something, right?
Mhm.
Although some people tend to buy them just for fun. They don't actually play it. They just to put it on the wall, right? As like a art piece or something.
Yeah, and we have performed in Victoria, Vancouver, and Salt Spring Island, doing solo concerts, festivals, charity concert events, and We get invites from both the Ukrainian and locals, and we join various projects. For example, recording some music from for projects and for video for YouTube channel with choir. It's here. It's also we have here Ukrainian choir. It's two. It's Kalina choir and Motenka, two Ukrainian choirs. About reactions for Bandura, it's Ukrainians are often surprised because even in Ukraine, not everybody know like Bandura. Not everybody knows Bandura and saw Bandura, and here they're surprised always, and they don't expect it to have so much versatility. Unfortunately, we have some stereotypes about Bandura, right? We had stereotypes. It can be only like singing some sadness songs, like something boring, something like outdated. And they surprised, wow, how it's possible to play this music in Bandura, especially how Georgi can play his own songs or pieces, and what he can show on Bandura, like his techniques, unique techniques. And about non-Ukrainians react, it's even more enthusiastic, because it's like they have never seen the instrument like this, and wow, what is it? They even surprised like visual. They like, wow, what's going on? And we have never seen that before. And when they hear, oh, also it's not only like has beautiful vision, like instrument, it's always sounds very well. And we met here baritone guitarist, and always he's our friend. It's Elliot Friedman. He's like jazz. He's playing jazz. He has own group and band, and when he was here at Bandura, he was really impressed of sounds, and he played some harmonics on Bandura, and he listened and like, wow, I like it. And he even suggested to play together. We played together, so maybe so we might have something exciting in the future. Yeah, and I think it will be show Bandura in different like sites, playing in band and with jazz guitarist, and he's also a composer. And what about this part? What they don't like about Bandura? I have no idea. I have no idea what they don't like about Bandura.
Oh, I don't think I asked what they don't like. I mean, that's kind of a weird, yeah. I don't know if I did. I ask what they don't like too. Okay. Hopefully nothing, but I'm assuming maybe some things, right? Maybe some out of tune notes or something like that when it's not regulated, right? Um, so it's interesting you were talking about so you're talking about jazz musicians kind of being interesting playing with because jazz obviously is kind of Jorge's big thing with Bandura. But you actually, I think you kind of have another passion in your life, which is video games because you seem you like to play various kind of video games and you really love the soundtracks from video games. And you actually started in 2023, I believe you started a social media page called The Legend of Bandura, which I believe is supposed to be a spoof of The Legend of Zelda, right? Yeah. That's what I thought. I couldn't figure it out for like a year, and then I'm like, oh, that makes sense, The Legend of Zelda. Um, um, so you played there's a lot of videos there. You played a lot of different video game soundtracks. Um, so I was hoping to maybe you could tell us a little bit about like what inspired you to start this project because I think you started it right when you came to Canada. Um, and what are your top three favorite video games that you love to play? And also, what are your top three favorite video game soundtracks? I can repeat the question later, but
About my name of this channel. Yeah, you're right. I worried about when I thinking how I should call this channel. I ask advice from my husband also, and he said, "Oh, what about the Legends of Bandura?" And I said, "Oh, it's too like maybe they will thinking I'm full of myself to name me like as a Legend of Bandura, like so high skilled Bandurist player." No, no, it's only from my favorite video game series. No, I don't think I'm the best player ever on the Bandura. No. And how I about my way to this channel. After my masters, I when I finished music academy, I felt lost, and because I couldn't find a job in my field, in music schools, in orchestras, or everywhere, like in music field. Previously, when I was lived in Odessa, I worked in music school 1 year before I moved to Kyiv. And when I finished my masters, I didn't have job in Kyiv, and I started searching workplace and I couldn't. And then I started searching like in other places to work because I couldn't sit at home. I need to do something. And I found a job and I finished courses. It's about glasses, but I thankful for that my period of life because now I know more about glasses and importance vision, and I'm so thankful for that period in my life. But I worked about 50, sometimes 60 hours per week on this job, and leaving no time to play. Like sometimes in the weekend, but when you work in like 15, 16, 50, 60, 50, 60 hours per week, it's hard. Like 5, 6 days per week. And um, and I stopped play almost, and I like lost almost my skills, like playing skills. I have like break. Sometimes I had performances with Georgi. We had performances in Kyiv and in other cities of Ukraine, but it's different when you playing like two songs by your own and three songs in ensemble. Instead, you playing like whole concert by yourself, like solo concert. It's you don't have to like play every day to be in like playing few songs, right? And when happening in illusions, like when war like full started after 24th of February. After that, when everything stopped, freezed, and we didn't go to the job because everything closed, and I still didn't play. I didn't starting practice because I'm shocked. I was shocked, and I couldn't play. It was stressful, and it was hard period. But then, like in few months, I went. Like I moved on from my job. I stopped working, and I stopped, and I started thinking what I want to do, what is important in my life, and how I can be like, how I can help like Ukraine now, what I can do, and how I can tell about Ukraine like to the world, how I can show like Ukraine, hello. And I thought I started practice. Then I was starting thinking about to show my covers, my sound arrangement, soundtracks, but I was afraid about reactions, people, and my husband support me with this decision. Because when you're not sure in your like high quality, like in some field, or you're thinking, oh, it's not perfect, I can do like better. It can be like, it can continue like forever, and you will be doing this all your life. And like, and I decided to share. I know it's not like perfect videos, it's not perfect visual, it's not perfect sound, but I just started sharing. Because I said to myself, just stop worry about this, because you have never like show your art to world if you every time you'll be thinking it's not perfect, and you will be ready like maybe like you will be living, and you will be like waiting for the special day, but the special day never come. Yeah. And about the Legend of Bandura, I played before some games, but it's like simple games on computer or on the phone, and I didn't play like a lot. Sometimes, like when I in my childhood, and uh, Georgi he showed me like their artistry, how they can be like art side of this games. It's like visual, music, for example, Nintendo games. They're well crafted. They like thinking about any tiny details in their games, but while PlayStation games, they focused more on visuals and about story, and the soundtracks from both of this, like from Nintendo and PlayStation, they so capture the characters' emotions, and I found it so interesting. And I inspired like from Georgi artworks. Previously, he created covers and video from the games Witcher 3, from the Silent Hill 2, and I just enjoying his art, and I'm thinking maybe I can do something. And also I was thinking about covers for famous songs, but we have high skilled Bandura players who are already doing this, right? We have many of them. And I was thinking, okay, I like video games and I like music and I like Bandura, and like connect all the things together. And I haven't met like Bandura player uh, who played who created like channel with music from video games. I didn't meet it before, and I thought it's a good idea. And at the same time, I can also show like word like it's from Ukraine, and it can be cool and it can be interesting. It could be interesting, and yeah. And about my favorite games, it's a very hard question, and I have more. I have
Well,
more
just the
than.
three best ones, and
Oh, um, hard. It's the Legend of Zelda series of games, Legend of Zelda. Um, it's Hollow Knight and hard. And Silent Hill 2. I played it last year, and yeah. And can I add one more? um, Mario Party. Enjoyed Mario Party. And about my top three game soundtracks, it's Safe Rooms from the Resident Evil's games series, and from Hollow Knight, Chornomaz, and Zelda Lullaby. But I have more. I have more favorite soundtrack.
have you ever played the Ocarina of Time on
Yes.
Nintendo? Yeah, that's a really good game. Back in I
I,
remember in my childhood.
I
I don't forget what the soundtrack was, but it was like a pretty common. It was pretty like um it's a pretty like popular soundtrack from that song. Have you ever tried playing sound? Have you ever listened to any soundtracks from Assassin's Creed games? No? That's my next request because there's some really good ones from like the original.
I was thinking about it, and I have many ideas. And also, I have like now I have a break on my channel poster. I didn't post anything maybe year, because I'm doing something special now, and I want to do this video in a different level. I want to do this with better sound, with better vision, and like high skilled video, I believe. And
Do you
I
do you think do you think there's ever gonna be like a time when somebody will actually use Bandura music in like a video game? Like maybe some Ukrainian video game maker or something?
uh, just they used or will be used.
Yeah, like do you think that will ever happen? Maybe have you ever thought about sending some video game makers like Bandura tracks to like potentially put together, put into some kind of game?
Yeah, I think it will be like amazing opportunity for Bandura and for games. It will be, yeah, it's a great idea. And I had one comment on my YouTube channel when I played Safe Room team from the Resident Evil game, and one person said, "Oh, just imagine she's sitting in a safe room and playing on Bandura this song." Yeah.
So yeah, so just I guess to wrap it up, I wanted to talk I guess finally I wanted to talk a little bit about maybe you can tell us a little bit about what kind of compositions and music you're thinking of performing on May 30th. Because you're actually just a reminder for everyone. So Maria will be playing on May 30th concert. It's actually a concert with two with both Maria and also a viola bandura duet called Divka. So I believe you will be playing roughly about like half an hour, 35 minutes. And then the next day you'll be playing for almost like an hour and a half at in Toronto at Drum Taberna. That's gonna be a bit of a different vibe concert though. It'll be in kind of in like in a club. But the Bandura and Bloor show will be a little bit more sound controlled. So maybe you could just tell us a little bit about your like your repertoire. What can we expect to hear from you? You don't have to be super detailed, but maybe just give us a scoop.
Uh, I'm putting together a diverse program and love exploring different styles of music. It's really exciting for me, and I will be premiering pieces that have never been played on Bandura, and as well as some I'm performing for the first time. And it's really really excited for me for reactions, and I'm look forward for this moment, and especially I'm looking forward to playing tango. I have never tried before, and uh, I can't wait to see the audience's reaction. And this tango, I I bought these notes from the composers who played on harp, Celtic harp, and I think it will be first time playing this piece on Bandura. And the concerts will feature soundtracks from video games, how you know about it, and it will be covers and covers. And I also excited about some covers that I'm preparing for concert. And and also it will be original works from the Bandura in jazz styles, folk, and more styles. And I think you will definitely like experience the different sides and possibilities of Bandura, and I can't wait to like meet you guys. I can't wait for meet Divka, meet you Orest, and audiences Toronto, and so excited about it, and can't wait to see you there. And again, I very thankful and appreciate that you invited me to that festival and to meet you guys. And
Well, we're very excited to see you as well perform. So just a reminder, again, the concert will be taking place Friday on May the 30th at 7:30 p.m. at Royal York Road United Church. The tickets are still on sale, obviously, until the concert. On Show Pass and our website at torontobandurafestival.ca. Um, so yeah, thank you, Maria, for doing this and talking to me and us to us. Quite a long interview. I always say get keep it like at 30 minutes, but it's like impossible. Um, um, so yeah, can't wait to see you. It's about what, 19 days left. And if you want to say something, just for the audiences to finish it off, go ahead. Oh, and also just a reminder, our concert is a charitable. It's a charitable concert, just like the first one was for the Canada Ukraine Foundation. So all the net proceeds will be going to that charity. And we invite all of you to the concert. Everyone from Toronto. It's so yeah, Maria, if you want to say something just at the end. But other than that, thank you very much for doing this interview and see you soon.
thank you. And I'm sure you will be enjoying our concert with Divka, and it will be interesting experience for us and for you, and to see Bandura in different styles and colors, and so maybe you will open Bandura in different view for you, and I hope see you there, and so excited about it.